everybody, I'm glad you're here today. Today is August 21st, 2024. In this video, hang on, we got a lot to cover. I'm going to show you what I did this morning. It is a prepping task. I don't even know how to put it, but you'll be glad you'll know how to do this, and you'll be glad to have some in your preps if you don't already. I'm going to talk about what's happening in my area, which is the Panhandle of Texas. We are under an emergency alert. I'll tell you about that in just a second. And I want to comment about what's happening in the world with the whole getting our military, United States military, ready for nuclear attack from China, Russia, and North Korea. So all of these things, and we're just going to read from 1 Peter, the Bible. That's the Bible, if you don't know that. The Bible, we're going to read out of it. If that doesn't have enough zippity-doo-dah for you, I don't know what will. I know that the words and the prophetic words and the dreams are all wonderful. I do know that, but they cannot be more supreme, or we cannot put more emphasis on them than the Holy Scriptures, the supreme Word of God, inspired by the Holy Spirit, the truth, the Bible. All right, so there you go. All right, first and foremost, let's start with the world and the nation. All right, so we know the DNC is going on right now, so everything that's happening, I'm wondering how calculated the timing is on it. You know, timing is everything. If you're my age, which is 58, and have not cracked the code, especially with your husband, that timing isn't everything, then you need to get on board with that as soon as possible. It will make your life a lot better. So as I step back and see that with the DNC, I'm thinking, okay, so this announcement came out yesterday, last evening. The New York Post, I believe, and other mainstream media outlets are reporting that our president has instructed the military, or did instruct the military in the month of March, which is just a few months ago, that they need to prepare for nuclear attack from those three countries: Russia, China, North Korea. I don't know where Iran is in that whole strategy, but I found that very interesting. Straight up, oh, okay, is this what we're doing now? All right, which makes me think, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because I may be just flat out wrong about this, but it makes me think then they're already been doing that. I mean, they're just not just now starting. Okay, so I'm thinking, all right. So I have been in contact with my contact in Arkansas, where the C-130s landed on that highway. So I just got, I'll have to read it and bring it to you in tomorrow's video. I wasn't sure exactly. I mean, I didn't have time. Actually, I was just walking in here just right when I got it. So I want to kind of digest what he says. Very interesting. Now then, so that's what's happening on the world front, and that's a big red flag for me. That's a big red flag for me. Okay. I find that interesting. I've been listening to Annie Jacobson's interviews about her book, Nuclear War, A Scenario. It's an interesting listen. And her book isn't, I'm sure, her book, reading that, I don't know, y'all. I don't have time to read that right now. And listening to it is a little, like, it's taken my brain to kind of follow that. So that's a little too much for me right now. This is fall, okay? I mean, I know it's still the end of summer, but this is harvest, all right? So the garden's coming on hard and fast. The peaches are coming on. We've got a whole thing of beef that we were grinding in the hamburger for the winter. I mean, we're getting ready for winter right now, so I don't have time to just sit around and digest stuff mentally, but I have been listening to her interviews, which have been kind of probably maybe even more interesting than reading the book. So that's been a real education for me. As I was grinding that meat by hand, I was sweating like a pig and grinding beef. I've been grinding a cow and listening to Annie Jacobson talk about the world coming to an end through nuclear war. So what more can you ask for? That is the American dream, right? So anyway, that is a red flag for me. Now, I've gotten a local I don't even know how to couch this. All right, we are under an alert right now, an emergency energy alert, emergency energy. I assure you that I have never seen this in my grid. All right. Now, I live in the panhandle of Texas. All right. We are not connected to the ERCOT grid. And let me say that again so people don't, put in the comment section, well, ERCOT, blah, 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 blah. We do not use the ERCOT grid. We are outside of that. Okay? So we are on another grid. We are not on the Texas grid. So when the whole snowpocalypse happened in 2021, we kind of had brownouts, but that did not affect us like it did the rest of ERCOT. So you need to know that. So my grid, and my grid is under telling us don't use too much electricity right now. Now here's the weird thing. My little weather thing just shows me getting to 96 degrees today, because their first thought is, well, it's going to be super hot and people are going to be using electricity. 96. Now, I don't know where it is on the rest of the grid. Maybe it's getting hotter, but 96 is like cool weather for us this time of year. All right. So I'm like 96. I'm outside doing stuff. I'm not having a problem with 96 degrees. All right. And when we've had 115 degrees. All right. Now I got a problem. That's not a good number for me when it comes to heat. All right. That's when we're inside, everything's dark, everything's off, because I don't want my air conditioner to not work. All right. So so we have this. I don't know how long this is going to last, but I'm thinking that's different. That's odd. I know ERCOT people get it all the time, because my sister lives in ERCOT and she'll tell me. Well, I can go on the app and see, all right? But this is my grid, which is SPP, Southwest Power Pool, and it is, so I find that odd. Regardless, I got one light bulb going up above me, and that's all I've got going on in this room. Now, so, and I was like, oh, Mike, I can't do laundry today because we don't want to use that electricity. He's like, oh yeah, baby, that sounds great. Wink, wink. Yeah. So anyway, he knows how I clean house. He loves me anyway. Okay. So here is the prepping thing I came across. We have a wood burning fireplace. All right. So, one of when you build fires, all right? Those of you who build fires, you get your paper. This is how I do it, all right? Now, I know y'all are probably much more skilled. I just wad up paper and put it in, and then I put my kindling on that, and then I build it up to the logs gradually and light the paper, and eventually it starts, okay? So, that's how I, in general, start fires. I was thinking, actually, I was at Dollar General and I saw these fire starters, the little straw ones that you can buy in the package, little disc things. And I thought, and Mike has some of those, he's like, oh, I got some. We're good. And I'm like, because I am who I am, and I am a prepper, and today is a good day to be a prepper, by the way. I thought, we need not just 5 or 6, we need about 126. That's how I'm thinking. And you people who are preppers, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So here is what I learned on the University of YouTube. I learned how to make these fire starters. Now, let me show you the finished product, and then we'll go step by step from that point. And I had a ball making this. I had so much fun. All right, so here is the finished product. Now, I know you can't tell much about that, all right? So, but that's how it ends up looking. And now let me show you how to build it, okay? And then we'll go from there. You take an egg crate like this, all right? Now, this has 30 little pouches in it to put your eggs, all right? But instead of putting eggs in there, you put dryer lint, which I have plenty of. Now, I'm not even going to go into that story. Here, it's really this side. So, so you tear up your, and y'all, there's videos on YouTube. So go look on YouTube. There's this precious little video of this daddy with his 3 kids doing this together. And so that's the one I watched, but YouTube does not need another video showing you how to do this. All right, I'm just going to tell you, and then you do your own thing. You put your dryer lint in each of these little 8 pouches. All right. Right? You put this on wax paper on your counter so you don't get your counter messy. Okay, so wax paper underneath this, all right, with your dryer lint in. You get a double boiler. A double boiler. And I got a pan that I didn't care if it got nasty with wax or not. But you get wax. Let me show you this. This wax. I got 10 pounds of wax. And I just was like, I wasn't thinking how much wax that would actually be. I was like, okay, 10 pounds of wax, $30. Yeah, go buy it now. Duh, it'll be here Tuesday. That's kind of what I was thinking, when I bought this wax. When the wax came, I thought, dang, that's a heck of a lot of wax. And I got wax flakes, okay? So this is, well, it's no longer 10 pounds of wax because I made some this morning. But y'all, you do what you have to. It's flakes. It's wax flakes. It's not like that Gulf wax that are in the bars that you use for canning, This is a big bag. You can tell, look how big it is, of wax, all right? So, yeah, and the company is thecandlemakerstore.com. Natural soy 444 wax. Here, I'll put it right here so you can see it. I will not put a link because I don't want to go back and do that in this video. I don't know if y'all can see that. I don't know if it's focusing or not. All right, so there you go. I don't know. This was $34. I can't remember. So you take this wax in a double boiler on the stove. And like I say, I got kind of a ratty pan that I didn't care if it got ruined, but it didn't end up getting ruined anyway. In a double boiler, start melting your wax, however much. I didn't even know how much to melt. I thought if I melt too much, it's okay. If I don't melt enough, I can always add some. And once it's all melted, then you begin, oh my gosh, this chicken light's gonna fall. Okay, I got too much piled up over here. All right, then you begin pouring it over your lint and your egg crate, okay? You see how that soaked in that wax underneath there? I didn't know what I was doing. So I wasn't sure exactly how much to pour or anything like that. But, so then once you have it, and you can see this right here. All right, I have had to edit this video. I got choked and had to cough up a lung, but I'm okay. But let me go back to showing you. I tore off this little chunk of the egg crate, just like this. All right, it's not hard to tear this off. Let me show you. You can just it tears real easily. You see that? And it just, I guess you could take scissors and cut it. But look, it's just a little bit of a thing. It's just a little chunk. And even if you have this little, this little paper part of it that's not covered by, you see that little corner, not covered by wax, that's okay because you can use that for your wick and you just light it. Okay, so I put this to the test, y'all. I did put this to the test. So the lint is, and wait till it cools, of course, to tear this up, all right? So the lint is soaked with wax. This is soaked with, it was amazing. I put it in the fireplace. I put 2 of them in the fireplace and thought we're going to light these and see exactly how long they burn. Y'all, they burned for 10 minutes. It burnt for 10 solid minutes. I timed it. And it burned strong and bright and big, and it was amazing. I was thrilled with the outcome of my fire starters, all right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tear the rest of this up. I made 2 of these, so I have 60 because there's 30 little egg things here. So, and I have plenty of wax to make a whole bunch more, thousands probably. Which is what we preppers just love to have. All right, so These may become Christmas gifts for people. People that have wood burning stuff. Y'all, I cannot wait to put this to the test. I'm excited to put my kindling on it and try it and then build my fires. I guess you could probably put 3 or 4 of them across if you wanted, if you felt like you had enough to use that with. I am thrilled with the outcome of this. I even took pictures and just sent them to Mike while he was at work. I'm like, oh, look what I'm doing. It's like amazing. So that is your prepper skill for the day. Now then, yeah, do that. And it didn't really cost that. I had these already, and I've had people give me these. Yo, and you don't even have to use this. If you have a cardboard egg crate, like for a dozen eggs, you can use that. You don't have to use something this big if you don't want to. So, buy you a dozen eggs and that are in the cardboard, and then just make you some fire. I mean, it's not, you don't have to get 10 pounds of wax like I did, but if you're like me, you probably would get 10 and then think maybe I should have gotten 20. That's where I'm at. All right, now then. I don't want to get choked again. Oh my word. If y'all knew, what they're doing is cutting silage now. If you knew all the stuff that was in the air that we're breathing in, it's horrible. If you live in an agricultural area, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. We're going to read 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 3, all the way down to verse, we'll stop at 9, all right? And y'all, in all of everything that's going on, and this world is crazy. Every day something comes out, I'm like, what? Although, I will tell you this. Let me just backtrack a little bit. There seems like there has been a little lull in all of the news. We were all bracing there for a little bit after that assassination, those 2 assassinations, and that was like 2-3 weeks ago, and now we're just like, I guess we're snoring again. I don't know what's going on, but it has seemed very, very quiet. The calm before the storm, many people are saying. I don't know, but before we start reading this, if you have any prayer requests, send them in the comment section. We will pray for you. This community is amazing. They're kind. Even though we don't all agree on everything in the Bible or about Christianity, we do believe this, that Jesus is the Son of God. He is the way to God, the only way to God. He did die for us on the cross so that my sins can be forgiven, and that I will live with God forever and ever. And nothing can take away my soul. Nothing. Or my belief or my salvation. This body is going to come and go, but my soul is eternal, and it's with Jesus. So if you don't know him, now's the time. Now's the time to commit to him. If you're a lukewarm Christian, like you're straddling the fence, stop it. Stop it right now and get on the side of the fence that's hot. All right? Because there's a group of people who are moving in the spirit, and just grab hold of them. All right? And that's going to require you to start a conversation with Jesus, which is prayer. All right? So let's go ahead and read this. All right. Peter, who is a rock star, he's the apostle that cut the ear off of the soldier. Y'all know, denied Jesus, then became like the big apostle. So he's writing this, all right? Here's what he has to say. All praise to God, the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. It is by his great mercy that we have been born again, because God raised Jesus Christ from the dead. Y'all, we need to stay focused on that, all right? Now, we live with great expectation. And we have a priceless inheritance, an inheritance that is kept in heaven for you, pure and undefiled, beyond the reach of change and decay. And through your faith, God is protecting you by his power until you receive this salvation, which is ready to be revealed on the last day for all to see. Okay, do we all understand that? It's pretty plain. So be truly glad. Oh, let's read that again. So be truly glad. There is wonderful joy ahead, even though even though you must endure many trials for a little while. And I know there's lots of people out there that are hearing this right now that are in the depths, drowning in trial. We have all been there. You're going to make it through. You're going to make it. The sun is going to come out one of these days. The storm is going to pass. Until then, just endure and hang on to Jesus as best you can. And when you can't pray anymore, just know we are for you. Okay? These trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold, though your faith is far more precious than mere gold. So when your faith remains strong through many trials, it will bring you much praise and glory and honor on the day when Jesus Christ is revealed to the whole world. Okay, that's good. That's good stuff. You love him even though you have never seen him. Though you do not see him now, you trust him, and you rejoice with a glorious, inexpressible joy. The reward for trusting him will be the salvation of your souls. The reward for trusting him will be the salvation of your souls. So, hang on to that, y'all. That is the meat of why we are here. Keep looking ahead. Stay focused on Jesus. All right? I'm going to leave all that with you. I know it was kind of whirlwind. I know I had to edit this video because I was choking to death. But do what you need to with that, y'all. Stay safe, America. This is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.